Welcome back to the Modern Real Estate Agents with Johnny and Lizzie Phillips.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Just rolls off the tongue now.
It really is nice.
So many times.
Yeah. That's what she said.
Okay. That's a great way to start the episode.
Guys, I hope everyone's good. Thanks for joining us. I hope the audio is good. We have moved locations yet again, and we are in the midst of reworking the studio.
Yeah, we're trying to soundproof it. We're going to do something with the wall behind us for you YouTube people watching.
I was going to say, you should only see what we have behind us. It's ridiculous. It is a white wall with a couple of scratches.
Scuff marks that we were going to get off, but we didn't have time.
I'm hoping we can use that as a green screen later, like maybe the beach.
That'll be really distracting.
Could be.
If it's static, it might be better.
Maybe I'm really distracting.
Oh, man. It's been a long work day.
I don't know what she's talking about. It has not been a long work day at all.
What?
You went and did a driving test.
That was a long work day.
That's not work.
Okay. Well, it's been a long day. Worked all morning.
That's fair.
Did that and back working again.
Yeah. Back at it again.
With the white vans.
Nice.
So we are going to talk today about the top 5 real estate trends to watch for in 2024.
I feel like we could have done that a lot more exciting, so we're going to try again.
I know my energy's low.
Well,
I need to get it back.
What do they say? You have to be 2 times yourself over the radio and 10 times yourself on camera.
I've never heard that, but sure.
I did. I heard that in the last week or two. I was like, never heard that. Probably should know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to work on it.
So, guys.
But I mean, this one's kind of like a numbers-ish episode.
You're right.
It's hard to really make it exciting, so we're going to do our best.
We should just be as Ben Stein as possible, right? God, you're looking at me like you don't know who that is.
I mean, I think I know who that is.
Jesus.
Is that Meet the Fockers guy?
Nope, not at all. Not in the least bit, no. Bueller.
No. Jesus. I'm young. You're old. We know this. God. Facts.
Oh, okay. Well.
Oh, but I did get called our au pair's mom today, so that was fun.
Well,
So at least I look old.
She's 20, so you're definitely older than her.
Yeah, by 11 years.
I'm sitting here doing the math in my head.
It's
Sounds
not
right.
Possible. But that means I look at least 6 years older than I am.
I mean, whatever. Whatever. Guys.
Booking the Botox appointment tomorrow.
No, she's not. I'm trying to get this party started for everyone.
I'm just complaining about looking old.
You want to work on your 11s? Get that?
Yeah, I do actually. I need to figure that out.
Because you walk around with a scowl. You're just ready to punch somebody in the throat.
I have blue eyes, and so when the light is bright in my face, I have to block it. So I squint.
That was a laugh, a snort, because is that why you walk around looking like that?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not mad all the time.
Listeners, we'll have a private fireside chat about that later.
The message for season 3 is gonna be that Lizzie's awful.
No, honey, that's been season 1 and 2.
You're so rude today. Y'all, this morning I literally snapped at him because he was being rude to me. So he's being rude to me today.
Wrong. She snapped at me for reasons I haven't figured out yet. Her mother was on the phone. She will attest to this. I just didn't do anything wrong. You were
being sassy with me.
I made a joke.
Okay, back to therapy. I almost think we should restart this episode. These poor people that are listening to us.
No, banter is life. Okay, guys, the top 5 real estate trends you need to watch out for in 2024. A lot is changing. The real estate landscape is always moving, right? The sands are always shifting. So what are you going to look out for in 2024? I'm glad we're doing this and not a 2024 predictions.
Yeah. This is kind of predictions.
Kind of, but I feel like this is
We're saying it in a different way.
This is more this is going to happen. We see this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, this isn't wild predictions.
No.
This is pretty clear. We can see what the market's doing. We can infer in the next 12 months what it's going to do, most likely.
Absolutely.
Barring a new pandemic.
Don't. No.
Knock on wood.
Oh, I crossed my legs again.
I know.
Lizzie hates that.
Well, it was just for Instagram content. I'm like, you can just see your green sock up the whole time.
I like my wild socks.
I have green socks on today too. Look at that.
Whoop.
I don't think you can see our feet today because I made it higher.
Okay, I'm getting started. Guys, number one, it's on everyone's mind, the buyer side commission. All right. The antitrust lawsuits, the first one's over, but they are still cascading down. All right. And I have heard that if someone calls you and asks your opinion on it, like they're posing to be a reporter or something, shut the hell up.
Do not answer.
Because what they're doing is they're coaxing you into an answer. And these ambulance chaser type attorneys are going to put you in these antitrusts. If they can get you on record saying something, they're going to put you in on this.
Yeah. So just for sure, warning, do not talk about commission over the phone. Just say, look, that's something I discuss in person with all of my clients.
It also may be a good practice to not discuss it on a podcast and put it up for everyone to hear and never take it down.
Right.
But I feel like we're pretty safe here.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen with that, guys, is sellers are going to start saying, I don't want to pay buyer side commissions. Okay, take that off of the contract, which they have every right to do.
Yeah.
It's always been there. So it's very likely that buyer side commissions are going to lower, or you might see them gone altogether. I think that gone altogether is going to be a distant future type thing.
Yeah, I don't think that we can't just move away from how it's done overnight.
No, but up to 5 years could happen.
Yeah.
Right? I totally think that's possible. So if sellers decide we're not going to do this co-op commission thing anymore, right? What is that going to mean for buyers agents?
Yeah. Sorry, I just want to make sure I can see the time.
It's important.
Got to check the time.
Yeah. So what's that going to do? Buyer side agents are the majority of agents right now. So are people going to say, well, I'm better off going back to my old job? Am I going to go back to teaching?
Yeah.
To teaching?
Yeah. I mean, we didn't even put this as one, but add this as number 6. We haven't even started hardly. But let's talk about agents leaving the industry. Like we said that last year, and sure as shit, it happened.
It's going to keep happening, guys, because this is getting harder, right? Pandemic real estate was awesome. Things were flying. All right. If you had a house to sell, it didn't matter what it looked like, it was going to sell. So,
well, and I think it's just interesting because, everything was selling, but like buyers agents complained about having to do tons of showings. But also in the same token, buyers were just putting offers in on everything. They didn't care. Like now,
That's
buyers
true.
are picky. Like they are so picky.
They are. And that, man.
So I wouldn't want to work with buyers right now to begin with.
I was going to say, sorry, buyers agents. That sucks. Sucks
Yeah.
for you guys.
It really does.
But I would say that's an opportunity for you to really educate your buyers. All right. You really need to start digging in and saying, what is it that you want? Let's get this knocked out in the first 5 homes that we see. All right. Let's not go on 30 field trips.
I mean, that was always our buyer's consult script.
Oh, yeah.
Is, like on average, I'm taking my clients to see 5 homes. And the reason for that is that you have access to all information on the MLS. You can see basically everything that you need to see from a listing. So we're going to know automatically if you want 5 bedrooms and this only has 4 bedrooms, we're not going to go and waste our time seeing it.
100%.
You're not going to say it like that, waste your time, but we're not going to go see properties that aren't going to check your boxes.
You can say a waste of time, but it's a waste of their time, right? It's not a waste of your time.
We just lost our notes.
Okay. You want to tell a joke?
I probably should have gone up and been the one for that. Bring your mouse back over here when you come, so we can do that. But yeah, I think that it is going to be interesting just to see what ends up happening. It's gonna be really interesting. Johnny's getting back into position. Sorry guys, we are trying out lots of new technology today.
In position.
Okay.
We are back. Wow, look at me. I can operate this from across the room.
We ran out of printer paper. Guys, today was like the day where it was like, well, we don't have that. And well, we don't have that.
Guys, I showed up to the office in like half a suit, like ready to go. And I was like, I have to go back home. Lizzie wants me to move curtains today. I went home and changed into a t-shirt and shorts. People came into the office and asked me what I was doing, what was happening.
Yeah. Well, at least you know that people like notice that you dress well normally.
I guess so.
Nobody has asked me why I'm wearing leggings and boots.
Well, babe, we all set different standards.
But normally I dress actually really nice to the office.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm pretty good about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Number two. Shocker. Interest rates.
Interest rates, guys.
This is going to be on Real Estate Trends to watch every year for all of eternity.
Well, and I feel like a lot of what we're talking about afterwards all kind of piggybacks off of this because interest rates are so important when it comes to buying a home.
I mean, they are, I would say probably top 2, top 3 determining factors.
Well, I mean, after the purchase price, that's
it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So, I mean, you guys have seen interest rates have started coming down for the last, 7 weeks, maybe?
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7 weeks.
They've been coming down, which is great. They're slowly ticking down.
Super great. Yeah, it's not super fast, but they also took a while to get as high as they got.
It did. And I read an argument today for we hope it doesn't happen fast because if it does, then
we've got 2021 all over again.
Exactly. It's exactly what's going to happen. We're going to have people just jumping out of their windows trying to buy houses, and it's going to send us deeper and deeper into
I don't think that's going to happen.
Having.
I think that they recognize that because again, we have a shortage of inventory still.
Well, sure, right, but if interest rates drop down to 2 again,
then we will have a worse shortage of inventory and prices are going to keep going up. So I mean, yeah, I saw Mackenzie, I think it was, on her Instagram story. She was talking about how we didn't really increase the prices. We just inflated the market. I mean, true. When prices just went so high like that, it was just because of demand, and it was way too fast.
Absolutely.
I mean, the fact that you could double your money in 3 years is insane.
It is ridiculous. But so as interest rates have gone up, right? Maybe they've hit their peak. Let's hope they have for a while.
Yeah.
That's what we're expecting. Then what we haven't seen though is the prices going down.
No.
To compensate for that.
No,
right?
Prices have not gone down.
Poor little,
at least where we are. I mean, some other locations. I think they've stayed pretty steady though.
Absolutely.
We haven't seen a huge increase.
And they may have dropped 5%, maybe 10% tops in certain markets. But what we're seeing, guys, is that this is the new normal, right? The prices that you have are the prices you should expect. If you have poor Gen Zers out there saying, I'm waiting for the crash and then I'm buying.
It's not happening.
It's not going to happen.
Sorry, guys.
No.
I mean, we have a lot of friends who are like, yeah, it's going to happen again. We're like, okay. And they just were waiting. They're waiting to buy.
And what they don't know is that if that happens, just like we said, you got people who are just going to be jumping out and taking everything, right? You have cash buyers who are going to buy everything if things go to hell.
But not only that, is the difference is the amount of equity that is in people's homes right now.
Oh, for sure. Well, yeah, because of that, you're not going to have things like mass foreclosures or anything like that.
No, exactly. That's what people are waiting for. It's not,
yeah, that's
I don't
not
think it's
happen.
ever going to happen again. We will never see that again in our lifetime.
I've heard someone say that will never happen again because of elections, right? No president will let that happen because he'll never get reelected.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, interest rates, I mean, hoping that they will creep down to the low 6s. That would be great.
Hey, I'm down. I don't know where they're supposed to get by the end of the year, but 2024, they're saying they're going to drop it 6 times.
Yeah, 6 times.
Yep.
But okay, just so you guys know, when you're having the conversation, the Fed saying they're going to drop rates is not the same as mortgage rates, but they do go hand in hand.
Right.
They trend together.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, everything starts at the Fed, right? And then works its way down. But yeah, you should expect to see mortgage rates fall, not hand in hand, but
yeah.
Along with it.
They tend to go together. So
when in doubt, ask your lender. Okay, guys?
Yeah.
I'm not a lender. I like to stay in my lane. I'm not going to sit here and tell you exactly what's going to happen. That's not me.
And, all lenders that we talk to have all different opinions. Like I talked to a lender, I don't even know. This was probably when rates were just holding, not before they started dropping. that said that we weren't going to have any cuts next year. And then a couple weeks later, it was like, okay, we're going to have cuts next year. So nobody
I mean,
knows.
they didn't know. How would they
No,
know?
nobody knows.
Right? No, nobody knows. So guys, we actually already talked about number 3, prices staying steady. You should expect to see them stay steady, right? They're not going to go wildly up. Hopefully, Jesus. God.
But yeah, that's the only possibility that I could see happening. Is it like, let's say rates do get down to 6 within the next 5 months.
So if the rates go down, then the pool of buyers goes up, right?
It's just
people who are priced out can get back in.
Yeah.
So we have no houses, shortage of supply.
Yeah.
Supply and demand. I was in that class.
And I feel like this is a really interesting time right now because for the first time since honestly I started being in real estate, it is cheaper to rent than to buy.
That's a bizarre time.
Like it's a good bit cheaper.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those people who have been in that boat of like, well, I can't afford it because it's just cheaper to rent.
That being said, it's still not cheap to rent.
No, it's not. That's the worst part about it.
People who are renting can't afford to save a down payment.
No.
So they're shit out of luck.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're in a really sucky spot is that first-time home buyers, you have to seriously be focused on wanting to buy a house in order to be able to buy a house.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a referral yesterday from a first-time home buyer for a first-time home buyer. I immediately sent her to a lender because, again, working with a first-time home buyer right now is super difficult because the money's just not there.
No.
Right? So I wanted to get her in front of a lender before I even took her out to coffee and started picking her brain. Right? Save myself the $3.
I think that's probably a really good thing to do now with your first-time home buyers is vet them with a lender first. If they're not willing to talk to a lender, then it's not worth your time.
Oh, hell no. No, that is a great little litmus test. If you have a buyer coming in, say, hey, talk to my lender and then we can get together. If they don't call the lender, they're not buying a house.
No.
All right? Don't waste your time.
Yeah. I mean, I get that you're trying to be like, well, building rapport, but there's no reason to build rapport if they can't afford a house.
No, and then it gets really weird. They're like, "Hey, we go see this house tomorrow?" You don't want to say no.
Yeah. To be fair, Johnny has a client right now that was a relo. I think. I don't remember. But anyways, we're having a hard time getting them to commit to getting pre-approved.
Yeah. Now, I mean, there are extreme circumstances there. Like,
it's
they
a
can't
weird
qualify
one.
right now. It's just super weird.
It's a super weird one. Like they have money. That's the weirdest part.
Yeah.
So that's why it is so important to get them to talk to a lender, because if you don't send your people to a lender, they just think that they can afford a house because they make X amount of dollars, but they don't realize that there's a bunch of other factors that go into play. So yeah.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane,
as
guys.
we talk about
mortgages
this whole time.
All we talk about is interest rates here. Yeah. So new constructions, honey, what do we have to say about new construction?
Yeah. I mean, I think that I've seen a lot of agents posting about this. New constructions could be a really good way to get people into a house for somewhat affordable prices.
Absolutely.
I mean, from what I understand is that new construction, new builds are being built a little bit smaller now. Smaller lots, smaller houses.
Sure.
So that they can just get people houses right now.
Well, they need to. I mean, I would love to go on some kind of rant about affordable housing, but I don't think this is the right place to do it.
Yeah.
But yes, I have seen some great incentives on new builds.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, seriously, I know Rosie out in Arizona, she like the incentives that you can get out there on a new construction are insane.
I've seen someone offering $50,000.
$50,000 and like that can permanently buy your rate down.
Yeah, exactly. You can buy your rate down. You can use that as down payment. You can use that as closing costs. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I've seen people offering 4%, right?
Yeah.
Like
commissions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a time when builders wouldn't give you anything.
Yeah.
Now they'll throw money at you, right?
Yeah.
Because
we were talking with Daniel, our preferred lender, about that because he was saying like it's interesting how fast they change their tune.
Well, lenders were the same way. Am I right?
What?
There's a joke going around about how you didn't hear from lenders at all when the refi rush was happening.
Boom was going, yeah.
And now they're all like,
they
hey,
want
let's
to take you
to
out to coffee again.
Yep.
That's a good point.
I definitely say look into new construction. Around here, a lot of our new construction has to happen on the outskirts of town because that's the only place where there's land to do it.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is USDA territory.
Yeah.
So it's possible to get someone in a new build with no money down.
Now, I mean, their payment could be pretty high.
Absolutely. You don't put money down, you owe more money. Your monthly payment's higher. But it's definitely something worth looking into.
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate, but for a lot of first-time home buyers, the only option that they could have to start out could be a USDA loan. And that would be where you could get closing costs paid for seller and zero down.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I will drop this little nugget in here. This is the rule that I live by. The 2 kitchen rule. Always buy a house with 2 kitchens so you can rent half of it out.
I feel like that's actually really popular in other states.
Really?
What do they call it? They call it something. It's like an in-law suite or like something else. They have a name for it. Again, we don't live somewhere where they're doing this, but like, again, to use Rozzy, but I think out there they have these like suites where it's like a kitchen, bedroom, bathroom that's attached to the house.
Sure.
Not like a basement. I mean, they don't usually do basements out there anyways. So like just a slab. And it's like a wing of the house.
I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, I wish they would do it more here. I mean, y'all know we house hack every single house we've ever lived in.
And we will part of our house. To do it.
Yeah.
Like even when I new build, I want to put in at least 1 rental in there. I know you probably think I'm crazy, but...
Well, my only caveat, which that was the only thing that I feel like I had to settle with our house, is that I didn't want our rental space to be attached to our house. I wanted it to be detached because we have 2 kids. But thankfully, the people that live below us, they're like, we get it. It's cool because...
Oh, I was going to say, like, I'm not worried about our kids. No one's going to take our kids.
No, I'm worried about them being loud and obnoxious.
Well,
because they are.
That's what you get for being a renter.
Oh, poor renters.
Can we stop for a second and talk about how many agents are renters? I feel like I see that all the time.
No, not trying to dock you guys because I know a lot of you guys are renting, but it just cracks me up.
I don't get it.
Like a top agent that we know rents.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. So, I mean, maybe if that's your thing, that's your thing.
Yeah. It is kind of ironic though.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like someone who sells giant Ford trucks driving a Prius, right?
That's a really good analogy. Oh my gosh. Okay, so number 5 is that people are going to be locked in at low interest rates. Yes. What does that mean, Johnny Phillips?
Okay, so
explain
guys,
yourself.
Yes, there was a term called golden handcuffs, I think is what it was. It was well before our time when you had great pensions and healthcare and things like that from your job. You don't get that anymore. But when you did, you couldn't really shop around for jobs. You had all these great benefits and you were kind of stuck there. All right. They called them golden handcuffs because it was great. What was keeping you there, but you were stuck. Same way that's happening to people in their homes now.
Yeah.
People who bought between 2019 and 2021 got amazing interest rates, right?
Yeah. I mean, it
was dumb
in the 2s.
Yeah. So anywhere in that span of time, like if you bought in those years, if you step out of that house and go somewhere else, you're going to pay triple that interest rate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I mean, the people who bought in 2019, 2020 even, they could stand to pull their cash out.
That's true. Their equity is probably off.
They have so much equity.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is a good conversation to have is like, look, the equity that you will make, just put that into your next home. You're probably going to end up with a similar or about the same mortgage payment, maybe a little more.
But sell that as if you're able to be where you want to be in a better house that you want to be in, paying the same amounts. It's a wash for you.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. I think it's definitely possible for a lot of the people who are just sitting on a lot of equity. I think that's a conversation you need to figure out is like how much you still owe, which you should be doing this for every house that you go on a listing appointment for. How much do you still owe? And how much do you think we could realistically sell your house for?
For
and
sure.
they will walk away with, and they could put that down on the next one. And then run those numbers with your lender.
100%. We need like just a simple calculator.
Like Daniel's.
Yeah.
Our lender whipped out like a real old school calculator the other day. He's like the same age as us, maybe a little older, but
It was so funny.
we were laughing. He was like, well, I've got it set to my settings already. I'm like, good job.
His assistant was right there. She's like, he got me one too.
He's like, yeah, but you don't use it.
It's true.
They were funny. So yeah.
So guys, yeah, that's what I would be looking for in 2024, right? I wouldn't, sorry we didn't talk about what the new kitchen trends are going to be or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's going to be whatever people can afford. That's what it is.
Probably.
We're going into a dystopian world here.
Yeah. It will be interesting to see how styles evolve because it's so fascinating to me to see from when we bought our first house 7 years ago, what we did. It was very like farmhouse.
Yeah, looking back, I was like, I would never do that again.
No, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? But we loved it at the time. And then, which I think that is something that has changed is that clients, they want to have what's new. And its styles are evolving so fast right now that like every 3 years, you genuinely kind of have to do some kind of a remodel.
Thank you, Instagram.
Instagram, Pinterest, like that's
right.
So that, I mean, that's a positive for us realtors is that these people are never satisfied.
Wow, you really just like, that's really dark.
It is, but it's true. I mean, seriously, social media is a mind fuck. It will seriously make you think like, I need mine to look like this.
Been meaning to talk to you about that.
What?
I can do it on the air here, so you can't get mad. But we're going to tone down your social media a little bit.
Mine?
Yeah.
I've hardly been using it.
Whatever.
I really don't use it as much. I don't use it at all during the daytime.
We'll chat off the air.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Oh, you want me to come at you? He watches Botched at night.
You're right. I will watch 30 minutes of Botched.
Don't give me fucking shit about nothing. Oh, they're really going to think our marriage is just in the trash can.
It's not in the trash.
Season.
It's just always exciting.
Is that what this is?
Feisty.
Oh, that's funny.
All right. So I think we can let them go.
I know this is a shorter episode, guys.
Is.
I think this is one of our shortest ones, but it's hard. 2024 doesn't seem like it's going to be... I mean, I think it's going to be a harder year.
It is going to be more difficult. The cream is going to rise to the...
What?
Let me start that over. The cream rises to the top.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you're good at this,
and then
guys...
you can make butter.
You're going to do... That's okay. Yep. Butter. Butter on a stick. If you're good, guys, you're going to do great. If you are not good, 2024 is going to be even harder. All right.
Yeah, get really good.
2023 was tough.
Yeah.
2024 is going to be, I think, a make it or break it year for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
I think if you've got a couple years under your belt, you've got a good chance at making it. But
for sure.
Sorry, new agents. It's going to be hard to really stand out.
But don't let that dishearten you, right? If you can weather the storm, you will be one of the few people left on the other side.
Yeah.
That's the positive here.
You just have to stick with it.
You do.
Yeah.
You don't lose until you quit.
Yeah. Or you get fired.
We're contract employees.
I know, right?
All right, guys. We're going to let you go. Thanks for joining us. Lizzie and I are happily married. I swear to God.
If we didn't have good banter, then it would be a very sad life.
It'd be a boring podcast, that's for sure.
They're just tuned in to hear about our marital problems.
Oh my gosh.
That aren't really problems.
Maybe we should invite marriage counselors to listen to this.
And say like, what is wrong with us?
Analyze it.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Should we? I was going to talk about what I did on Monday. Do you remember that?
No. Oh, yeah. No, sure. Knock yourself out.
Is it worth talking about?
I don't know.
Okay, I did go to hypnotherapy. So if anybody's done that and it's been successful, send me a DM because I'm super curious to hear other people's experiences. So far, I haven't seen any differences.
I still don't understand what you got hypnotherapy for?
It's private information, sir.
Did you talk to her about something?
Yeah. Of course I did.
I figured you just went in there and were like,
hypnotize me and
yes.
No, really?
That's like I literally thought you were just walking in there.
To be fair, we haven't had a chance to talk about it in private ever.
You want to do it right here?
No, this is not private.
We can do it right now.
There are hundreds of thousands of people listening to me. No, just thousands, and that's enough.
Could be hundreds. Huge.
We do have
Huge.
250,000 listens of our podcast.
Hoorah.
That's pretty exciting.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay, we really will let you guys go now.
Yep. All right.
Bye.
Bye.